Hi, my name is Abby Mann, and today I am talking about prostitution in Central Illinois, which was the subject of my position paper. So, just to kind of jump right into it, there are several unique challenges that that prostitutes face in Central Illinois, such as just fear of death, fear of being stalked, and things like that. And there are just several other ongoing issues that they face. And one of the main questions that the opposition may have is how much of an issue is it really? So we're going to touch on all of those things here today. All right, so some of the key challenges that prostitutes in Central Illinois face are stalking, for one. They may be followed by clients that they have, assault, and that's a key one. They may have a client that doesn't pay or they aren't consenting to certain acts, but because they fear for their safety, they end up performing it anyway. And that also all ties into the fear that they have. In my paper, I mentioned how prostitutes were a victims of murder starting all the way back in the 1800s with Jack the Ripper, and they continue to be a common choice for serial killers and other murderers today. So, why would someone even get into this kind of work if it's so dangerous? Well, the main concern is money. Over 80% of prostitutes in Central Illinois do it they use it to pay their bills. And there's several other additional concerns. They're forced into it before the age of 18, with 40% of women current prostitutes saying that they started performing services before they were even 18, and some other big players in them getting involved in this are substance abuse, being addicted to different substances and needing to fund that habit, whether it's through their own money or being rewarded by, say, a pimp or something with said substances, having a lack of education, a lack of upward mobility of being able to work any other job, cyclical poverty, just they're doing well for a while, then something happens and they're right back to square one. And just threats in the workplace of, if they aren't doing what they've always been doing, they could be putting themselves or even their families in real danger. So you might ask, what's being done about it? Well, the answer isn't great. Illinois received a failing grade last year on human trafficking and preventing it. And of that, 150 cases happened in 2017 alone of human sex trafficking. And there's several ways that this can happen, but with our focus being on Central Illinois, an example they had was a man connecting with a 14-year-old girl and having her, babysit his kids and watch things, but he starts offering her different substances and things, getting her hooked. And as she spirals down deeper and deeper, he starts asking her to do more, such as come along with him to collect money from his other sex workers. And he's just slowly sucking her down into this life without her consent, which is, she's not old enough to consent to anything like this. And that's something else I want to point out, is that sex work can be a choice, but oftentimes it's not, and that really needs to be addressed. So there are some problems with the research that the opposition can point out, is that it's largely anecdotal, like there aren't a lot of numbers being run on this, but this is largely because people aren't forthcoming about being involved in sex work, for a myriad of reasons, one being it's a criminal act, and another thing is it's just not as easily visible because a lot of things are conducted through the internet or just in a very hush hush situation. So, um, Is there really a problem? There haven't been very many news reports on it when I was doing research. And sex work is changing a bit. So, with more people signing up for OnlyFans and just doing online sex work, which could be safer in a way, but it is also makes it harder to track. So I do see their point here. However, the dangers for many of those who are still doing the in-person acts is very present. So I do believe that there is an issue. You might ask, ah, what can be done in the future? So a big thing could be decriminalization of prostitution. They have it done that way in Las Vegas, and I think it could really help with, them not being so fearful and being more forthcoming with information, which can help us understand some of the real issues that they face. Social programs to help young women who are caught in those risk factors, such as young men and women. There wasn't a whole lot of research though on young men. Um, so social programs for those people stuck in substance abuse, cyclical poverty, things like that, and just parents being generally attentive to their children can really help reduce that child sex trafficking. That's all I have. Thank you.